a Piglet now. Piglet is broke.
Yeah, but it's still got fake front.
They literally don't. They're not real.
That's fair.
It ain't been. Has it been? She broke it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a little minute. I don't even remember.
That's been broke since the start.
She used to go there.
Yeah.
What up? You want poop cookie jar, Sean?
No!
Bro. Can you No.
No! Can you calm down?
Yeah. Come on, children.
Honestly, I thought I put tea in Tigger. Y'all saying
brown
Piglet,
sugar,
but
I
maybe.
thought it was Piglet.
Oh,
No,
brown
Tigger was brown sugar, right?
Yeah, I think so. To my knowledge.
That was random.
Nah, you gotta do the intro.
All right, quiet on set, please.
You gotta say action.
When I say this is the first upload of the new year, give me a little energy and then shut up, okay?
What's got it?
How am I gonna start this off? What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Chef James Jr. Oh wait, no. What's going on, YouTube? It is Chef James Jr. Welcome to the YouTube. We're just gonna keep going.
That's right.
Welcome, YouTube, to the channel. It is Chef James Jr., of course, and this is the first upload of the new year.
Woo!
Maybe like a 7, like a 5, like.
Is that a 10?
Yeah, please let it have been a 10. But yeah, so we're back with the new year, getting started, and with the first series that I want to bring to the channel is cooking school. So as you can see, I have my family behind me. These two have been testing my patience so far, but so yeah, so these are going to be my students for the new year. So my days are numbered here in this house. The end of the year, I plan on moving out. So the food is going to be back on them. So if the food is on them, they're going to have to step it up. I'm not going to lie, because they're going to have some shoes to fill. This one right here, my lovely mother, she got it, but she be busy sometimes. So we're going to need the help of the other three.
Thank you.
To pick up the slack. So, how this is gonna work? Come on, kids. How this is gonna work is it's gonna be around 10 episodes, 2 a month, and I'll be teaching them knife skills and basics in the beginning, and then we'll have a little challenge at the end of each episode, and then I got a surprise for them at the end of the full series. So stay tuned for that, because they don't even know. So we're gonna get started. This is like the test pilot episode, so I'm gonna definitely need a bunch of feedback and criticism, concerns. Bring them all, so we know how we can make this whole series better. Shh. Come on, kids. So, this being the test episode, I don't want to give away too much of the sauce too early. Sorry, that was the oven. This being the test episode, I don't want to give Oh.
Boy, if you don't...
It's me bumping the dishwasher. Let me back up a bit. So with this being the test episode, I want to just keep it basic for now. Once we start with the full series, then I'll teach y'all the real sauce, okay?
Sounds
Alright, so today we're learning about knife basics.
We should get a first aid kit.
There's one over there, so we're gonna be teaching them knife basics, what knives do what, and then maybe we'll do a little cutting at the end. Now that y'all are cooking school students, y'all need a little uniform, so we're gonna go ahead. Jared.
I get mine first.
Yana.
I'm first in the class.
And
I didn't want to miss, so I just had to step up and get it.
And suit up!
Well, my name ain't on it. My name's not on it.
Aprons on, aprons on.
Where'd they go? Pocket on the outside, right? Pocket on the outside?
Pocket definitely on the outside. In your pocket. right, bunch up a little bit and then come right up to the counter.
How do I used to tie this? Yeah, I could do it.
Bow.
Yeah, I could do a bow and then
Hook me up, baby.
it's easy to.
Hook me up, baby. Hook me up. Hook me up.
You know, when you're a man of a certain age, you can't reach behind yourself completely.
When you get old, you're not as flexible. Why, yours not straight? You had it on the outside. You had it inside out there.
I will
That's a
be the
barbecue
number one
master.
student.
Won't. But I didn't know you should tell yourself that. But you won't.
I will. I am Somakun.
In front of you is a selection of knives. Some of you may not have seen or used any of these. But we're going to give you a brief breakdown on what they are and what they do. Okay? So Jared, first one on your left, point it out. You know what that is?
Paring knife.
Can you hold it up? You know what a paring knife does?
Paring.
It's like when you have two headphones and they got to pair together, they got to group together, you're pairing.
Yeah?
I wouldn't go with that. I mean, what I would use it for is small fruit. So I don't know if it's for that, but that's what I would use it for.
Anyone else want to take a stab at it? Get it.
Peeling.
Peeling.
Like apples.
Okay.
Vegetables.
Apples, vegetables. All right, good. All right, Yana, can you identify the next one? That should be no-brainer.
Spoon.
What did he say?
Well, what did she say?
Butter
Butter knife. Butter knife, awesome. Obviously, for butter. It is not a screwdriver.
For
Are
butter.
there any other uses for a butter knife besides butter?
You can spread like small spreads, cheese spread, goat cheese, things like that.
Spreading. Cream cheese.
PB&J. But yeah, it's definitely not used for cutting. Actually, all blades, even the ones that look solid to the eye, have little serrations on it. They're just microscopic. That's why I should put this out.
I had a question too, teacher, for you.
Save the questions for the end.
I have to save it for the end because I might not remember.
Unless you're
Ask your question.
first.
What's your question?
In terms of the categories of knives, did you put a spreader in the knife category?
What is considered
It's a butter knife.
knife.
So.
Knife.
Are you talking about like a
An
spatula?
actual, yeah, one of the small.
Not really. You can put it in your knife kit, but it's not really a knife.
Okay.
This is not a sharpener. It's a honing steel. Basically, it has grooves and stuff. So when it hits the steel at an angle, it straightens those microscopic serrations on the regular blade so that it's sharper.
Yeah, because we use stones, sharpening stones. I knew that.
Stones aren't just the sharpeners that I have, like the stone, the blocks and stuff. Those are sharpeners. Mother, can you identify the next one?
Steak knife.
Absolutely. Obviously, given from its name, you can cut steaks with them. You can also cut other meats and things that you were eating. You wouldn't really use it to prep things. All right, we're getting a little tricky now. Sir, can you identify this next knife?
It is a shank used when you go to prison.
Don't focus on the duct tape. Don't.
Oh, it's not the shank.
Don't focus on the duct
okay, not a shank, prison shank.
Give me put the little point on the board. Give me a little bend. See how flexible that is?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that might be made to do?
Flexible knife.
Flex knife?
Bend the knife.
I don't know. What is
Maybe
it for?
like to go around small bones.
Oh, to go around small
That's
bones.
a boning knife.
Oh, bone. It's a boning knife.
It's a fillet knife or a boning knife. So bone knives and fillet knives. You also have one in there.
No, it's
That's like
gone.
the pointy one.
Yeah, but it was real thin.
Yeah.
I thought, look at
So that's
that.
used for fillet, mainly fish. Obviously, fillet fish. So you fillet fish, you get the bones. You cut around the bones. It's flexible, so because they have vertebrae that you can't really get around with a standard knife. If you have a straight knife, you'll just end up breaking the bones instead of going around.
Flexible boning knife.
Wow.
Boning knife. Okay, all right.
So next, Jared, can you identify this next knife?
No. I know I've heard it before.
Is it a cleaver?
It's like it's
Sort of.
it's an Asian. It has like an Asian Japanese name.
Begins with an S.
Sentoku.
Close. Santoku.
Hey.
Yeah,
Damn.
Very good.
Valley Victorian coming around.
Anybody know what that may be used for?
It looks chopped. Yeah, it's like it's heavy. So I would say
Chopping
chopping.
through bone.
And it goes all the way up to the front. So
Chopping
yeah.
and-
It is very much a utility knife. If it was like a multi-purpose knife, the chef knife that I just bought, this white one back there, those are like utility knives. You can use that for basically anything, to core apples, to slice onions, to
This?
yeah.
Oh wow.
That's the most one of the most utilitarian knives. You can use it for anything basically.
This is a knife that
Like
I
the
would
weight.
have never picked up before we went to chef school.
Yeah. Next knife, Yana.
I just saw that on Chucky.
Can you identify the knife?
Have a guess.
Yeah.
Like
You want to let him guess, or you want to try and get
You
it?
can try first.
a prepping.
Watch the blade with your finger. That's what it's used for, but you have a name for it?
A chef knife.
And circle gets the square.
It's called a chef knife.
It is a chef's knife. It is a little bit longer than the Santoku or a smaller knife. They come in like 8 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches, but it also serves the same purpose. It's very utilitarian. You can use it for anything.
So Yana, when she had it and her hand was around down here, or were you talking about this part here?
that
yeah,
part
yeah,
there.
yeah.
The blade ends where it starts to bevel out, so.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't even know.
It's not that sharp, so that luckily, but like a sharp like that knife over there, the black one, you probably would have cut yourself.
What's this
But
used
yeah.
for?
It's anything. Chopping, cutting.
So this is a utility.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
See, but can I just this?
I would say that one better at
I
chopping.
like this.
That
one
has a
with
better
chopping.
rocking. Yeah, so
Yeah,
the
it has
blades,
more weight up.
blades
Yeah.
definitely all like the different style of blades help in what you want to do as well. Like that would definitely be a better knife to chop with. The Santoku knife would be a better knife to chop with because it has a lot of swing to it, so you can get into a rhythm where you don't gotta pick it up. But you can do the same with the chef knife. You just have to use a little bit more of the tip instead of back to. So you just use the And so because it's longer, people like that have trouble holding objects or like using bigger objects will probably find it easier to use the Santoku.
I would use this. This is also another knife that I would have never touched, have had for years in my
Yeah,
I use this for
Everything.
I see, and that's why you got your driving glove on.
You right.
All right, can you identify this last knife?
Knife.
Bone
Knife.
Bone out knife.
Voorhees.
It kind of doesn't really have a name. Obviously, you can see it's a serrated blade because the blades on there are bigger. You can see it. But I use it for prep as well. So I use it as a fruit knife. Like big fruits, like
Oh,
melon.
you do. When you cut up.
Yeah, cutting too much. into
JJ
it.
can make a fruit salad in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
This is the knife he uses.
It's also serrated blade is also very good for bread because it has a serration.
Is
You
this
can-
a bread knife?
Technically, you would categorize it as a serrated knife, which is primarily for bread. So that that's more of a bread knife because it's a little bit smaller. It would be for the house.
I have big serration.
Yeah, and that one's just bigger, so it's machete almost. It's like a mini machete.
Can we have show and tell? Because I have a question about the purpose of another knife. What's this?
A carving knife or a serrated knife.
Oh, and then you can pick up the meat with the end.
Yeah. That's a carving knife. I forgot that was in there. So
That make me nervous.
you can actually add that to the board. All right, so yeah, this is a knife, a chef knife. Off. You want to keep the tip on the board, and put your knuckles right up against here, right on top. Some people like to do this, but my hands are too big, so I do 3, and then I put my other fingers here, but still behind the blade, right? All right, so we have our onion and our chef knife on the board. We're going to make sure that our 3 fingers are secure under the handle, and our thumb and our pointer finger are secure on top of the handle. That way we get a nice even grip all the way around. Alright, so we have our onion. We take the top off, leave as much of the onion on as possible. Okay, so just barely any taken off, but try and get it even. Then lay it on the cut, and we want to slice straight down the middle, right through the roots. Alright, so separate the halves, and then take one half, and you want to peel the paper skin, the outer skin, off of the onion. It's inedible, so we don't want to get that in our food. And now we're just going to take the roots off, but leave a little bit, leave as much as possible. Don't take too much off because we want to keep the bulb intact as we cut down. So then we're just taking deliberate slices, nice thin slices, julienne size slices, all the way down. Once you get about 2/3 through the onion, it starts to get a little unstable. So if you want to just lay it on the other side and continue the slicing motion all the way through to the end. And then we're just going to repeat the same process with the other half. So remove that outer skin. Make sure we keep our board clear of the debris. So try and keep that skin away from the food product that we're going to use. We're going to take the roots off, but leave most of the bud on as to keep the bulb intact. And then turn it back and slice all the way through. As you can see, my knuckles are guiding the knife as I'm slicing. And then we're laying it on the longer side. And there you have it. Alright, so here's where the score comes in. I'm going to give y'all each a half an onion. And we're going to cut it. Or you want to do a little 2-on-2 action?
Yeah, parents versus us.
All right, I'm gonna time y'all.
No. Okay.
Team with the fastest time.
Ooh, I'm gonna cut our fingers off.
No, I don't want a time.
Yeah.
They can have it.
All right, well we can do it on quality. I really don't want y'all to cut yourself. It's about safety first.
I'll whack it.
So
Yeah, his team.
it'll be the parents versus the kids. You get 1 onion. The first person starts it off, split it, does their half, and then the second person does their half. Okay. So decide who goes first. Decide who goes second. Yeah, glove up.
I'll go first.
You
Gloves on
wanna,
both hands?
First in the class.
Gloves on both hands?
you wanna cut it in half? I cut it in half and then you do the rest?
You have to follow my instructions exactly. That's why you have to be here. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
In 3, 2, 1, go. Tag off. Let's not bang it.
Trying to unlearn the bad behavior.
In time.
Go the wrong way.
You went the wrong way.
Onion this way. Instead of this
Off
way.
bat, I can tell you went the wrong way.
Yeah,
Your
you
onion,
went, you should have went
your
this
onion
way.
was still
you went
turned
this way.
the wrong
You went
way.
this way. Like
No, she went
you
straight
this
across.
way. Yeah, you went this way. Yeah.
You went across the top
Instead of
and
like
not
this.
down the side.
That's why I was feeling all weird.
Yeah,
It felt weird.
but very good first
Hey, don't
attempt.
put trash in there.
No, I ain't put trash in there. Oh, I did. Oh, baby, that was a mistake.
Okay.
Let them get their stuff together. What we gonna do with all these onions?
Use them.
Come on, I'm going.
Any onion?
Any onion.
You want a gray one?
That's what I want to
Are we
do.
using this one?
Like, I don't know. What's this little one?
What?
No, those ones are harder to work with.
The little one's gonna be a little bit more difficult to
Yeah.
cut with the bigger knife,
They are.
but it's all
I'll
up to
say
you.
I'll get a medium one.
You gotta cut little ones and big ones too. So
Sabotage. I don't know if I want to take the one that she requests.
No, little ones are too hard,
So
yeah.
I'm over here like, oh, not my baby fingers. Okay, so who's going first? Alright, you gotta back up a little.
yeah, give him a little space so he
Trying to
can
think.
try and strategize.
We should eat raw onions. The loose thing.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'll start yet till we say start.
Hold on, let me practice my grip.
You gonna cut with the right
Make
hand?
sure you-
That's the knife you want?
Yep. If you need to slide
that
over a
grip.
little bit to make sure that your blade is straight, then you can do that.
You gotta give him some
I think I'm
room.
good.
Yo, I
Good,
bet.
good. What
She
about
did.
your team?
I don't
All right,
know.
boom.
All right, you ready? In
I'm
3,
ready.
2, 1, go.
All right, say boom. And Hey yo, shut up. This way. What you mean? Yo, y'all.
I'm gonna help. Stand it up
Stand
Stand
up,
up,
stand
put the top.
up. Yeah, like that.
and cut down.
Shut up.
We was quiet.
Right.
How would you call it?
Good. Now take your half.
Cut off my fingers.
Give me a nice julienne.
How you?
It wasn't easy to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not
But
very.
y'all,
With the gloves on, I don't know how to wear gloves. I don't cook with gloves on.
No. That's funny.
it's like,
Oh yeah, I got the.
Good job.
Woo, I got the oils.
You got all the oils.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it. There you go. Make sure you're watching your fingers.
I noticed y'all didn't rock, so I wanted to make sure I rocked.
I didn't rock. I was trying to mentally figure out the rock.
Flipped it. Probably a little late, but I flipped it.
It's all about
Alright,
the
boom.
Not about the time.
Teacher, can I tell you something?
Come on.
No.
I know what kind of student you was.
For me?
Yeah.
Just tell everybody did something wrong.
Brown noses. Them oils.
That's
Where
all.
y'all find that onion from?
That's the one you
Same
gave me.
bag.
Sabotage.
That was like mad strong.
That's why they messed up their first two, because they knew that them Jones was normal.
Jesus.
Dang it.
Yeah, I was singing.
Yes.
That is funny because I haven't had. Yeah, I cut by. I ain't did no singing. And well, I had to be deliberate when my mom was cutting to make us tear up.
Bro, you got to be muted.
You can do like 1 or 2 more if you feel.
No.
That joint is spicy.
Beautiful. Knife down.
Word.
Oh no, we're gonna break down the competition first, and then I'm gonna give you a quick recap. Okay, so first team were the parents.
Yeah.
You did pretty good.
Damn good.
You didn't take off enough of your peel. You had an extra layer of peel on it when you had your half. So for you, all you had to do was turn your onion back to the, to the original pose, because you were cutting across the core and you want to cut with the core. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So overall, I'm gonna give you guys on a letter grading scale B-.
Thank you.
That's on a curve.
B-. Yeah, it's on a curve. Everyone's on a curve because
No,
y'all family.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So for team 2, and you guys are actually on a bit more of a curve because she already cooks. But
And they got 2 J's.
so the start off was good. The tip, you cut the tip of the onion off the bulb top, and then you had a little trouble with figuring out what to do next, and you want to just stand it on top of the cut that you made and slice it right down the middle. Your slice could have been a little bit more centered because when you went to take your julienne slices, your half was falling apart because you didn't have any of the butt end of it to keep it together. It was a little bit harder to peel. Your cuts were bigger, but you had the best technique. You just needed your slices to be a little bit smaller. You had a nice little hold on it. You had your little grip on it. I like the way you had your fingers. You were the one that reminded yourself before I had to say something to tuck the fingers. So I appreciate that. You just everyone has to work on how to hold the knife, and because obviously it's your first time using a bigger knife or a knife for that purpose.
It is the first time I used a big knife to cut an onion.
Yeah, but was it easier?
It was actually, I don't know if I would say easier, but it clicked. It made sense.
Yeah. So once you have a handle on how to use it, yeah, that's the thing. We want it to be sharp.
Because paring knives are not sharp.
No, they can be, but mine isn't. No,
yours is sharp.
It's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Yana and Jared on technique, you get a little points for that because I appreciate the technique. So I'm gonna give you guys a C.
There you go.
So they win.
Good job.
Listen,
They tip wasn't even on the board.
Good job.
yeah,
Your
that's
seat.
true. I do appreciate you guys taking the efforts to try and replicate the steps.
She cooked.
Yeah, that's
Yo,
so.
in your seat.
But
Right.
this is just a pilot
Yeah,
episode,
they
so it
second
doesn't count towards your final grade at the end.
Thank you, teacher.
What, you gonna drop the lowest grade?
Thank you, chef.
Yeah, I dropped the lowest grade at the end of the year.
Maybe.
Thank you, chef.
Thank you, chef.
Awesome. So the parents win the knife skill challenge for the first one, the Julienne Cut. So the next half of the episode is going to be the blindfold taste test.
Yay!
That's going to be individual. All right. Does any knife interest you to want to learn more?
Sentoku. That's what I was gonna use for the onion, but I just let it rock since we already had this brand new knife.
You could have. I haven't sharpened it in a minute, so it's not as sharp as the new one. But Does this make you want to learn how to cut better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say that.
Mom, what did you learn today?
I learned that I can use the big knives.
Yeah, you are very much capable.
I am capable.
As the OG head chef of the household.
Yes, who never uses the big knife.
Yeah.
I have started using bigger knives with meat because you made me.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
Now I'm going to use this knife when I cut onions, since I love onions so much.
Awesome. And Pops, what you learned today?
I learned knives are not universal. Certain knives are for certain things. None of them are for cutting up cardboard or recyclable.
Yeah.
Well, they can be used for screwdriver, but you should not be using
Or
for
scraping surfaces.
or chopping or crushing the ice with the tip. So
Yeah.
I learned they are for stuff like that. But yeah, but I did learn a lot about the onion, not just about the onion in general, how to cut an onion.
Yeah,
We used to go through a lot when we was younger with onions. You know, it's a blessing that you have multiple knives. Because coming up, we had 1 or 2 knives, and that was like
exactly.
everything.
Exactly.
Everything.
Awesome. So thank you guys for indulging me in this lesson.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, and we have officially wrapped up our first knife lesson of the new year.
Yay!
So now we're going to be getting on to the blind taste test. So one at a time.
All right.
I'm going to set up. So you guys got like 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to set up and then
Gary playing.
we go on. You know what I mean?
Number 1 student.
Number 1 son.
Hey, Smalls, is that you?